All right, this is page 266. This is the independent practice for lesson 10.1. Let's go ahead and go through this. Feel free to try these and then hit play when you're ready to check your answers. I want you to recognize that on a lot of these problems, answers vary. There's not one right answer for number 10. Number 10 reads, write an algebraic expression with the constant 7 and the variable y. I want to remind you that an algebraic expression is a math problem, and it needs to include 7 as a number and y as a letter. So while the answers vary, it could be as simple as 7 plus y, or it could be 7 times y, it could be 7 over y, etc. It could be, there's more answers than that. Let's move on. The next set of directions say, write each phrase as an algebraic expression, n divided by 8. There's only one way to write this, it's n over 8. Please do not write n and the division symbol 8. That's not the way we use division in algebra. P multiplied by 4 is 4p. The order matters on this because we put the number before the variable. B plus 14, the order does not matter on addition problems, so we can write b plus 14. 90 times x means 90x. A take away 16, a is the bigger value, and we're going to subtract 16 from it. K less than 24, this is actually going to be backwards. K less than 24, it kind of says K is less than 24, and since K is less than 24, it's being subtracted from 24, so 24 has to go first. That's important. 3 groups of W is a multiplication problem, 3 times W. The sum of 1 and Q is 1 plus Q. All right, I'm going to go ahead and remove these answers, scroll my page up, and continue on number 19. Number 19 is the quotient of 13 and z means 13 over z. Number 20, c added to 45. Order doesn't matter. We could be c plus 45 or 45 plus c. Number 21, 8 less than w. W is the greater value. We're going to subtract 8 from it. All right, so these next set of directions, again, the answers are going to vary on a lot of these. It says write a phrase in words for each algebraic expression. So we're going to write a phrase in words, and the words I choose for this might be slightly different than yours. M plus 83, I could write the sum of m and 83. 42 right next to s means 42 times s. N over d means 9 divided by d. T minus 29, you could say 29 less than t, or you could say t minus 29. Both are fine. I'm going to write t minus 29. 2 plus g, you could write the sum of 2 and g, or you could actually just write 2 plus g. 11 right next to x is, how about, I'll do the product on this one. The product of 11 and x. This is my second multiplication problem, and I changed it from what I did last time. Last time on multiplication I put 42 times s. This time I put the product of 11 and x. H over 11 could be h divided by 11, or we could say the quotient of h and 11. I'm going to say the quotient this time. The quotient of h and 11, it's h and 12. The quotient of h and 12. 5 minus k, we could say k less than 5. These are the ones that look a little bit backwards. K less than 5. Perfect. Okay, we are done with that half. Let's go ahead and I'm going to erase my answers and scroll the page up to the top, and then do the right side of the page. Sarah and Noah work at Read On Bookstore and get paid the same hourly wage. The table shows their work schedule for last week. On Monday, Sarah worked and Noah didn't. And really, we don't have to do it this way, but honestly, we might want to make a point that Noah was off on Monday and Noah was off on Tuesday, and Sarah was off on Wednesday. Some kids get a little confused when they see that blank there. They think that the kid didn't work, or they think they don't know what it meant. But either way, Sarah worked 5 hours on Monday and then 3 hours on Tuesday, and Noah was off both those days. And then on Wednesday, Sarah didn't work, and Noah had to work 8 hours. Number 30 reads, write an expression that represents Sarah's total pay last week. Represent her hourly wage with W. So we don't know how much she makes per hour. That's what the hourly wage means right here. This part right here, represent her hourly wage with W. We don't know how much she makes each hour, but we do know that on Monday she works 5 hours. And so to figure out how much she made that day, you're going to multiply 5 by her hourly wage. So it's going to be 5W. And then on Tuesday, she worked 3 hours and made W dollars per hour. So let's make sense of this. She worked Monday and Tuesday, Monday for 5 hours and Tuesday for 3 hours. You multiply each of those by W, and then to get her total amount of pay, you add them up. Number 31 writes, write an expression that represents Noah's total pay last week. Represent his hourly wage with W. Well, he worked 8 hours. His is 8 times W. And then question 32 says, I got to move up a little bit. Question 32 says, I need to do this real quick. 5W plus 3W and 8W. Are the expressions equivalent? Did Sarah and Noah earn the same amount last week? Use models to justify your answer. I don't think we need to use models on this. We could just say yes, because 5 plus 3 equals 8. They both earned 8W. And we don't know how much W is, but we could figure it out as soon as we knew how much W was. We could figure it out. They both earned 8W for the week. That's good enough for that answer. You don't need a model for that. All right, let's move on. Let's do the bottom of the page, number 33. I think we can see the whole thing. 33. Mia buys 3 gallons of gas that costs D dollars per gallon. Bob buys G gallons of gas that costs $3 per gallon. Write an expression for the amount Mia pays for gas. So Mia buys 3 gallons and they cost D each. So what did Mia spend? She spent 3 times D. B, Bob bought G gallons of gas and he paid $3 per. Write an expression for the amount Bob pays for gas. It's 3G. What do the numeral and the variable represent in each expression? Well, let's go back up to Mia. What does the number represent in Mia's? The number represented 3 gallons, and the numeral represented D dollars. So for Mia, 3 means 3 gallons, and D means dollars per gallon. Now that's not what Bob's is. Bob's is backwards from that. That's what's interesting about this problem. Bob's, the 3 means not gallons. What did the 3 means in Bob? 3 means $3 per gallon. So for Bob, 3 means $3 per gallon. And G means the number of gallons. It's a little bit tricky, but it's not super confusing, but it's a little bit tricky that they gave you, what's tricky about this one is they gave you 3 for both Bob and for Mia, but the 3 in Mia's was 3 gallons of gas, and the 3 in Bob was $3 per gallon. So they're not the same thing. 3 gallons of gas is a different thing than $3 per gallon of gas. All right, good job. You're done with page 266.